2 months from now, Apple is going to sell out of a $2,000 phone in a single day. That is not a guess. That is what happens when you combine a company with Apple's reputation with a folding phone that actually solves the problems every other folding phone has struggled with for years. The iPhone Ultra is coming this September, and once you go through everything Apple has actually built into this thing, you start to understand why so many people who never wanted a folding phone before are suddenly planning to buy one. Let's start with the chip, because there is a detail buried inside recent leaks that barely anyone is talking about properly. The A20 Pro is expected to be the fastest chip in any smartphone anywhere, but the interesting part is not the speed, it is how Apple actually built it. Every single Apple chip since the very first one they ever made has stacked the memory directly on top of the processor. That approach works, but it traps heat right between the two layers. The A20 Pro reportedly changes that completely, placing the memory beside the main chip instead of on top of it, with a metal covering that sits in direct contact with the phone's cooling system, less trapped heat, better sustained performance, especially inside a folding phone this thin. On top of that, leaks point to a genuinely wider memory pathway than any previous iPhone chip has ever used, which usually translates into a noticeable jump in graphics and AI performance. Now the crease, because this is the single biggest reason folding phones have struggled to catch on with regular buyers. Every foldable on the market has that visible line running down the middle of the inner screen. Some are subtle, some are genuinely distracting. And in the worst cases over the years, that crease has actually been where displays crack and fail entirely. Apple has reportedly solved this, a properly flat, crease-free inner display, something no other foldable phone maker has fully pulled off yet. If that holds up in person, it removes the single biggest hesitation people have had about this entire category of phone. The screen situation itself is genuinely clever too. Closed, you get a front display wide enough to feel comfortable in one hand and shaped in a way that works especially well for vertical video. Think TikTok or YouTube Shorts, where the phone crops in smartly instead of chopping off important parts of the frame. Open it up and you get a massive 7.8-inch inner display, closer to a small iPad than a phone. Rotate it and it works just as well vertically for browsing or scrolling. For gaming specifically, that extra screen real estate means actually seeing more of the map around you, something players on a regular-sized phone simply miss. And for the first time ever on an iPhone, you will genuinely be able to run two apps side by side. Notes on one side while replying to emails on the other. Comparing photos while dragging files between folders. Watching a video while scrolling social media next to it. This is real functional multitasking landing on an iPhone for the very first time. Not just a bigger screen with the same single app experience stretched out. Here's a detail almost nobody mentions, and it is honestly one of the coolest parts of this phone. The two speakers are positioned diagonally from each other, one up in the top left and the other down in the bottom right. Apple has always been excellent with spatial audio software, and putting the speakers on opposite corners like this is specifically designed to create a genuine surround sound effect when the phone is unfolded. This could end up being the best sounding speaker setup on any foldable phone ever built. Now the battery, and the math here is genuinely interesting once you look at the pattern forming across Apple's whole lineup this year. Early estimates for the Ultra pointed to somewhere around 5,800 mAh, but recent leaks for the iPhone Air 2 point to an 11% battery increase, and separate leaks for the iPhone 18 Pro Max point to roughly a 10% jump as well. If that same pattern applies to the Ultra, you are potentially looking at a battery pushing past 6,000 mAh, which would make it the best battery life of any foldable phone on the market, not just any iPhone. The Hinge is getting a real engineering upgrade too. Hinge failure has quietly been one of the biggest reliability complaints across the entire foldable phone industry. Seizing up, feeling loose, developing odd sounds over time. Apple is reportedly using a new liquid metal hinge design, specifically aimed at avoiding all of that, built to feel more durable and more precise than anything currently on the market. And underneath all of the individual specs, there is a simpler reason this phone is going to sell as well as it likely will. It is backed by Apple's reputation. Batteries that do not swell or fail early. Software updates that last for years longer than most competing phones ever get. For a huge number of people who have been curious about folding phones but never trusted the category enough to actually buy one, this is going to be the phone that finally gets them to say yes. So here's the real question. Is this the phone that finally gets you to try a foldable for the first time? Or are you still holding out to see how it actually performs after launch? Let us know in the comments below. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.